Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, welcome to my craft room. If you're new here, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today we are going to make a card using the Love from Lizi Make a Wish kit, and this is the February 2024 kit. There will be links down in the description below to this kit that I'm using, to products that I'm using, as well as the measurements. And there'll be links there as well to the other design team members, as well as my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts and Lizi's Facebook group. So if you're looking for something, have a look down in the description below. Okay, so we're making a stepper card, but we're going to make a big step card. This is for a birthday, and it's going to be an 8x7 stepper card. So I'll be able to make a box for that and pop it into, I'll be handing this card, but I could either make a big envelope and pop it into that and post it. So I have everything we need. I have some white cardstock. I have a piece that measures 11 3/4 by 8 inches. I also have a piece of white cardstock measuring 5.5 by 8. Our stepper piece that we're going to make here isn't going to be long enough when it's folded for the back to reach the bottom, so that's what this extra piece is. It's going to sit on across here like so, and that way it'll give us the full length of our card. And that just helps us because we'd need a piece of white cardstock bigger than 12 by 12 to cut down. This probably needs to be about 13.5 or 14 inches long. So I've deconstructed it a little by adding this piece onto the back. Okay, so we have that piece. Now I'm going to show you the other pieces that you're going to need, and then we go back to our stepper and we will score and cut on that. So I have a piece of glitter card that came in the kit. This measures 4 3/4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of white card. This measures 5 by 4.5. We're going to do some blending on that, hence the reason we have some inks here. I also have 2 strips of the glitter card. They're 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then I have this piece for the back. It's 4 3/4 by 1 1/4, and that's going to bridge across the back here where this piece goes across here. We're going to add this piece of glitter card across there. We'll have some glitter card here and here, and then we'll have our center panels here. So that's all the pieces you need, other than I'm going to embellish using some peel-offs across the bottom. I'm also going to use 2 pieces of the ephemera, the little castle, as well as the really cute dragon. And I'll probably embellish it with other things as well, but sure, I'll get to that when we get to that point. Now, you don't have to use the ephemera. There are some stamps that came in the kit and some dies. These are the stamps and dies that we got. So you could easily die cut out the castle and use that instead. You could also have the fairy die cut out and use that, or you could stamp the image here. You could stamp the castle and color it in, and the little unicorn if you wanted. So this is just inspiration for what you can use on your card. So we've all the pieces now. Let's go back to our main piece and do some scoring and cutting. So I have my main piece of card here that measures 11 3/4 by 8 inches, and I want to do some scoring. I find having a ruler is really handy because I want to score at the 1.5 inch mark, but I only want to come down 1.5 inches. So if I pop my ruler in there to 1.5 inches, I'll then be able to score down at 1.5, at 3, and then at 8.5. If I move my ruler down, I want to come up 1.5 inches. So I can then bring this down to 6.5. I can pop my ruler there at 6.5, and then I can again score at 1.5, at 3, and at 8.5. Now I need to score. Once I've that done, I'm going to turn this around and I want to do some cut lines. So I can see where this line here stops and where this score line here stops. And I can see where my 8.5 inch score lines both stop. So I want to draw a score line between the two of those. So I'm just going to bring my ruler up to 6.5 and I'm going to score down along between that top score line and bottom score line. And I'm going to come over here then and I'm going to do the exact same again. I'm going to score. I'm going to come down 1.5 inches and I'm using the top score line here and the bottom score line, and then what I can do is I can put my ruler there. I'll be scoring in the track, but it's always handy to bring your ruler over and score right down along. These two long score lines are going to be cut lines. Now we've one more score line to make, so I'm going to rotate it back around again, and where our 7-inch score line is, I want to score that. So I want to score from this line here, which will be our cut line, and our cut line here. I want to score between those two at 7 inches. And once I have that done, I have all my scoring done. The next thing I need to do is cut. I need to cut on these two long score lines here. And to do that, I used my ruler and I used my craft knife. You could use your trimmer or whatever method you find easiest for you. Once we have that done, we want to then fold on our score lines. So this score line here and here, the second one, they are both going to become valleys, and this one here will become a mountain. So we'll coax them into shape. 2 mountains, 2 valleys. This one here in the middle will become a mountain, and these two here on the back will become mountains. So once you squeeze those up and squeeze that one up, then you can push these down into place. And that will then give us our stepper card. But you can see from the back, the cardstock wasn't long enough. So we can take this piece and we will glue that onto that there. And that will sit nicely on the back. And what we'll do is we'll glue that on to this panel here. We'll add our glue, or you can use tape, whatever you like to use, and that'll then stick our back panel on, and that'll give us a lovely big 8 inches by 7 inches. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this back panel and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on it, and I'm going to use the sentiment that came in the kit. Hope your day is as magical as you are. I'm going to stamp that on there, and I'm also going to take my little castle and I'm going to stamp that in this corner, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair Nocturnal ink to do that. Once I've that done, I can then stick that on here, and then we can go ahead and add some more of our glitter card. So I'm going to move this out of the way now and we'll do some stamping next. So I have my Kalal adhesive now, and I'm going to use that to glue down my panel. I'm just going to add it on to this piece here, and that way then it will, when this dries, it'll dry nice and hard, and it'll give great strength to this panel. So I'm going to line this up with the bottom, and then sit it down. And the great thing about liquid glue, it gives us a little room for moving it around. So I'm gonna flip it over now, and that way I can add pressure onto the back. And the collal glue will take a little bit longer to dry. It's a little bit longer than our quick grab glue. But now our card will sit up. And if you find your card is splaying open, it's doing this here now for me because this is a shiny surface. But just go over your score lines again, and you'll find that should help a lot in helping your card to stand up. And don't forget your score lines in here too. And now if we have a look, you can see the difference there now in how well our card stands. So I'm delighted with that. You could always put a piece inside here if you wanted to help it stop splaying open, but I don't think mine needs it, so I'm not going to put mine on, put a piece on there. So now that I'm going to add the rest of my panels to my base, and then we'll embellish it. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now I'm ready to embellish my card. I've taken my Make-A-Wish die and some of my glitter card, and I have put that through my die cut machine. I also have these word and shadow dies, and they are my favorites in my craft stash. I love using the happy birthday, and I have them here. It not only gives you a shadow, but it also gives you the words themselves. And I hope Lizi has these in stock. You may have them in your stash, but you can use whatever ones that you have. So I will pop out my happy and my birthday, and I'm going to pop them onto here in my card. And then I can pop these out as well. Now I should have actually put some double-sided tape on the back there, that way I could just peel it off. So I will use a little bit of glue for that. I'm going to lift these up as well and pop them up. I have my Make-A-Wish here, and I'm not too sure where I'm going to put that. I liked the idea of putting it here. I'll see if I have enough room. So I'm going to speed through this bit now, and I'm going to add these on. So I have my happy birthday here now, and I'm delighted with those. I love the way the letters are the ombre blue. And all I did was I took some of my Broken China Distress Oxide ink, and I put some on. I put it heavy towards the bottom and lighter towards the top to give that ombre effect, knowing this color will match the blues that I have in my background. So I've put some foam behind this, and I think I'm going to go around there. So I'll put my happy down here, and then I'll take off the release paper and I can add my birthday down. I've got my Make a Wish that I've die cut out, but I don't think I'm going to add that to the front because I think there's enough going on. I don't want to overwhelm the card, and I think that was enough. I was debating putting the person's name that's receiving this card on the front and having it say Make a Wish and then putting Jane or Callan or Sarah or whoever. You could use that and put Make a Wish and then die cut out the person's name there, but I really like the idea of just having the happy birthday. I think that's so cool. It stands up beautifully for me, and I love the back. We can always add another little dragon up here. We have plenty of ephemera, so it's up to yourself. I love the way we have done our little background there. It's very simple, but I think it's very effective. So that is it. That is our card using our Love from Lizi 2024 card kit called Make a Wish. We've used some other Love from Lizi products as well as products from our stash, and I will have all those linked down in the description below that I can link. I'll put links to. Don't forget that there's other design team members using this kit, and they have videos either up or coming up really soon that should inspire your makes. So I love that. If you make this card, please do share it with us on our social media. We have our Love from Lizi Facebook group, as well as my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts. So that's it, folks. I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget there's links to the products, my previous cards using this kit down below, and everything else you might need. So until next time, I'm going to leave you with some images now, and that's it for now. Bye.